Good day, my loves. Good day. Y'all have to excuse me, please. I ate something I wasn't supposed to, and when I do that, it causes excessive mucus and phlegm. Not that that's any of y'all business, but since I did, do that on camera, I figured I'd give a little explanation on why. But good day, good day. How we doing today? It is what, Thursday, I think? Thursday? Listen, I don't pay attention to time anymore. I really don't. Okay, yeah, so it's Thursday, June 10th. It's about 8:40 in the morning. And I've been up. But then I took another nap, and now I'm up again. And so I wanted to come outside because I seen the sun shining. I'm sitting on my favorite green thing, just soaking in some of this sun and just thinking about how I want my day to go. Already I woke up and started working. I'm trying to create a routine, but I've never been a routine person unless there's an end goal. And right now I'm still in the figuring it out phase. So I came out here and I'm like, okay, God, what you want me to talk about? What's the message? And normally I don't ask. Sometimes I do, but normally I don't ask because I'm flooded with them. I'm like inundated with thoughts and ideas and downloads and things that I've always thought about but just never said. So like it all tries to come out at once. So I try to I try to just like if you go back and listen to some of my old videos and old messages, it's like maybe 5 or 6 different messages in there that I talk about and they're all included in one story. That's my gift, one of my gifts, right? So I came out today specifically. I said thank you to Most High and to my honorable ancestors. I'm thankful that I woke up. I smiled today, talked to my cat like I always do. I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. I haven't even brushed my teeth. I have drank some water. And so as I'm trying to create, and I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to decide where I want my creative endeavors to go. Because I have a lot of them. So I'm like, what am I drawn to, right? So I'm thinking about this, but I'm also knowing, I feel something nugging me, like tugging me. It must have been God. Because I generally don't say, what do you want me to talk about today? Or what message you want me to give to the collective today? I normally don't say that, but today, this morning, I did. And so as I came and sat down, I'm like, I closed my eyes and I'm stretching out my neck and I'm asking the question, okay, well, what do you want me to talk about today? And it just started flowing, right? And so as I did that intro, the thought has left my mind. This is just my process. But I know as I continue to talk, it will come back. And so as I sat here and I'm like, okay, well, what do you want me to talk about? It was like, talk about what you feel. Okay. So today, I feel healed. That's not what I thought about when I first came back, though. But this is what I'm being asked to talk about. Or I'm not being asked to talk about this. I'm being asked to describe how I'm feeling right now. And if you watched any of my other videos, you'll realize it took me a minute to even feel that. But possibly I felt it yesterday too, because I had created these 2 memes a while ago, but I never shared them. But I shared them yesterday. So today I am feeling healed. Tomorrow may bring a whole nother feeling, love, or shit. 2 hours from now, it may bring a whole nother feeling. But today, right now, at this very moment, I feel healed. I feel in control. That's not to say that there will be times where we will feel out of control. Just because I'm in control now does not mean that I will never feel out of control. This journey is an ever-growing and loving process, and that's what I'm beginning to understand. That in order for us to get through the process, we can be dragged by God. Understand, He will drag us. If we are not at our appointed place and time when He needs us to be, because we are divine beings and we have a purpose here. Your life is purpose driven, whether you know it or not. So the fact that I didn't know it, God dragged me because I didn't know. I didn't know. I felt it. I knew I was here for something. I called it out. So anybody who say otherwise is lying to you, because I've always known I was going to be successful, always known I was going to be rich, always known I was going to be wealthy, always known, always. It was just a matter on how I was going to get there. And because I was on the wrong track, I was on the wrong track. I was on the world's track. I was running their race. God was sprinkled up in there, but materialism was first because I had to survive. That was the fear that was instilled in me. You have to survive. And if you're in survival mode, just like animals, your instincts kick in, which means you're not thinking, you're not really focused. And over time, that increased for me. So to sit here and say that I am healed today is awesome. It's an amazing feeling. And healed to me, what it looks like, because it's gonna look like something completely different for everybody. But for me, what healed feels like and it looks like is that I am in control of my mind and my emotions and my body. Now, understand, I've had a food addiction. I've always eaten my feelings. That ain't no news. I've known that. Except now, the foods that I'm eating are healthier, but I still have to get to the root of the problem, and I am. I'm getting there because it's rooted in my childhood. It's rooted in my upbringing. So that means I have to go back down into the dark night of the soul. Or maybe I won't have to. Maybe it will just come to, it will be an aha moment. But however it comes about, I do have to get to the root on why I do that. And it is rooted in our childhood. This is not to say that like Freud said, for those that don't know, Freud was a famous psychologist. And his theory kind of blamed everything on the parents, which because they raised us, it would appear so, but our parents are a product of their parents, and if they didn't have an awakening, and if they didn't understand, and if they heard the voice of God but then ignored it, then they just lived out their programming, basically. They just lived out what they were taught. But you are not them. You have chose a different path. You no longer want to be asleep. You don't want to be. You've cried out and someone answered. And I know that's a little scary. Trust me, I do. I understand that that's a little scary. But you've been doing it your whole life. And I'm speaking from my own experience, which allows me to speak to you this way. You've been doing it your whole life. I've been doing it since my dad was killed. How long have you been doing it? How long have you been talking to God? Knowing God is real, but feeling it and understanding it are three completely different things. Yes, God is real. Yes, your ancestors are real too, and they are still here. They walk alongside of us every day. This is Age of Aquarius. If you haven't, you've already noticed. But if you haven't, you will begin to notice. There's a thin line now. Soon there will be a non-existent line. And in my head, in my imagination, I feel as if I'll be able to sit and talk to my spiritual family as if I am sitting on the bed talking to you. I've talked to them my whole life. Literally, I've talked to spirits my whole entire life. Not out of knowing, that they existed, but out of pure heartbreak. Out of pure heartbreak. Because I miss them. Because I love them so much. And love never dies, it transcends. It does, it transcends. So you're on this journey, and I know it feels like you are alone, but you're not. There will come a point in time where you will feel healed, just like I feel healed today. I feel healed in this moment, let me say that. Because now I allow space and time for me to feel anything that comes up. I no longer put my emotions in a box. Saying that I feel good today puts me in a box, because what if I don't feel good in the next hour or so? Am I forcing myself to try and feel good? No, I'm going to honor what I feel on a daily basis, minute by minute, hour by hour. In this moment, I feel good. I do. And I'm hoping you do too. And if you don't, I'm hoping that you find a reason. You find a reason to feel good. I have put out 3 videos back to back showing like an array of emotions. Once I was tired, came back, then I'm crying. Next I'm like, okay, I got it. That's how it go. That's how it go. Know that you are different. Not different in a weird way, but it's so good to be weird. People call me weird my whole life, and I've embraced it. Weird means I'm not like everybody else. Weird means I'm not a bot. Weird means is that I stick out. I stand out. Whatever your weird thing is, own it. It's what makes you unique. It is what God gave you to put you aside from everybody else. Really, so he can point out his children. That's it. So you know you're different. So you know that you're not like everybody else. You're not. Stop trying to be. I was trying to be and didn't even know I was trying to be in my own unique way. By me wanting to go to corporate America and live out the dream, and that was me living for somebody else. If I remember me correctly as a child, I probably would have wanted to run with the unicorns and go visit Santa Claus. Yeah, I did believe in Santa Claus. I still feel like I had that dream and I met Santa Claus. Y'all can't tell me nothing different. So, own who you are. Own who you are. Allow yourself some space to feel all of the emotions that the human body and mind and heart can feel. There's a lot of them. Right now, you just may be recognizing just 3 of them. Okay, open yourself up to feel the rest of them. It's scary because you don't know what you're feeling. At least that was my experience. I'm really trying to think about, because what I sat down to talk about was very poignant. It was very important. Well, at least I thought so. But it hasn't come back yet. So if it comes back, then I will be putting out another video. Well, clearly someone needed to hear that. Or maybe God just wanted me to recognize it myself. That's how it works with me. I really am not doing this for myself, just so you know. Because I was content talking to my friends, right, about it and getting my ideas, thoughts, and emotions out that way. I was comfortable that way. I've always said I wanted to do a YouTube channel, but I always wanted it to be perfect, right? So this right here is really not for me because I journal and I've been journaling for 13 years. The idea I had for my YouTube channel was like all kinds of different creative things, not divulging, pouring out my heart, my emotions. That was not my intent. But God saw something different. And so now today I realize that I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this because I was called to do it. People have suggested it a long time ago and even in my 20s, but it's not something that I wanted to do unless I had everything situated, right? Because as I talk to people and as I journal, I heal myself. The way I talk to you guys is the same way I talk to my friends. You know, sometimes I'm a little bit more animated. But that's comforting for me. I want to talk. I love to talk. I love to discuss ideas, emotions, books, theories, hypotheses. Hypotheses? I don't know. So, as I put this message out, I discovered that part about myself, that I am healed today. I didn't recognize it, not even yesterday, because I was still, I don't know why I didn't recognize it yesterday. I posted about it. I even posted about, when you're saved. So I'm going to take that as a sign. And I'm going to take that as a sign, meaning this conversation, because I came out here with a whole totally different message. But this is what came out because I forgot the original message. Because I put an intro in. I should have went straight into the message, but if it's important, it'll come back. Almost certain. This was more important than. I think this is a message to myself, but you're benefiting from it. I feel safe. I've done a successful job in reparenting myself. And if you are a motherless child, or if you are a fatherless child, and that means you could both your parents could still be alive, or one could be dead and one not. But what that means is that you were not properly reared as a child. You were under a narcissist. You were abused mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. So your view of the world, your view of yourself, let me say that, not of the world, your view of yourself. And I changed it because how you view yourself relates, equal to, depicts how you see the world. If you was abused as a child, you will look to see the world as if they are an abuser, okay? And you would be fearful. If you were emotionally abused as a child and the scapegoat, narcissist, survivor, all that stuff, then you're so used to giving of yourself and not requiring anything in return, which depletes you. But as you're doing that, they are making you the scapegoat of all their problems. You are the reason. You are the reason for every problem that everyone around you have. Understand that is not true, but that is how they are making you feel. That is not true. I'm here to tell you that that is not true, especially if you're like me and you've helped and you've sacrificed and you've loved and you've encouraged and you've coached and you've cussed out too. Can't forget that other part. You've done good too, but you've done some shit too. You've cussed people out. But your heart was always pure. You've always done it from a good space, even to cuss out. For the person who get cussed out, it may not seem like it was, a good thing, but it was definitely a good thing, okay? So, if you have been that person, but everybody around you is saying, you're the reason this, and you shouldn't have did that, babe, that is gaslighting. There is, especially if you ain't the parent. Especially if you ain't the parent. Listen to me clearly. Okay, now this is coming up. If you are not the parent, but your siblings and your parents, bless if they're still alive, are blaming you for everything, baby girl, baby boy, it is not you. How is it possible? You're not the parent. You didn't raise your siblings. You didn't raise yourself. How are you the problem for everybody? It's not possible. It's not even plausible. And it doesn't make any daggone sense. Because if anything, your siblings should be looking at their parents on why they are the way they are, not at their other sibling. Okay? That's just crazy. That's just crazy talk. But it's not you, darling. Just know that I'm here to tell you, spiritually savage is telling you that it is not your fault on why everybody around you life fucking sucks. My brain just said, excuse my French, but I'm not excusing it. I don't know. I hope that wasn't God telling me to say that, because I meant what I said. It is not your fucking fault. Hear me clearly. It is not your damn fault that everybody around you life sucks and that they're mad, miserable, depressed, and unhappy. Especially if you are at your lowest point, but you still find a reason to get up and smile and be happy and laugh and sing and run and exercise and create. If you're still doing all of this and you staying with people, or you're homeless, you're out on the street, and you still got people mad at you, baby girl, baby boy, you are the fucking goat. You are the bomb. You are the shit. You. There's a reason why they're all after you. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why it take 10 people to come after you. 10 people to come try and make you feel bad. 10 people to come and try and make you feel low. Why? You have to wake up to what's really going on. There is a system at play here. Okay? You just one person, but your family coming after you, your close friends coming after you, your soul sisters coming after you that you thought was your sisters, and they coming after you. Your man coming after you. Your children even coming after you. Your job coming after you. Church members coming after you. Why? Especially if you know in your heart of hearts and in your soul, which is your heart of hearts, that's what I mean by that. You know in your soul that you have done good. Not saying you ain't fucked up. We all fuck up. We all mess up. It's okay to mess up. But as long as you make amends for that mess up, when you recognize it. Sometimes it takes people to tell us that we messed up because we don't see it. Remember, we all don't see the same things. But I'm here to tell you, you are not the cause. You are not the end all that be all of everybody's problems, even though they are pointing the finger at you. Ask yourself, how can you be the problem for anyone who's older than you? They were here before you. So how are you their problem? They were set before you to teach you, but you wound up teaching them. And that is why you are the problem. You feel me? That just came about. That's why you're the problem. Because you're teaching them. You're a mirror to them. I am a mirror to the people that I've been around. Yeah, they've tried to blame it on me. I don't know if they were mixed up in their head because of the drugs that they do, But they made me the problem because they didn't see themselves. Always remember this. Look to yourself first before you point the finger. I know they hurt you. And yes, you can say they hurt me and cry about it, and they have to own the fact that they hurt you. But when I say look to yourself means, what did you do? What was your steps? What was your cause of action? You participated. Was it lack of action? Did you not do something? Because that's doing something too when you don't do something. Or did you do something? It doesn't matter if you didn't know, you were unaware, you were confused. I get it. We all have the moments where we just don't know. But own the fact that you don't know, apologize for it, and just don't do it again. That's it. But people don't get that. They blame you for everything. I've had people just turn after I've expressed everything to them in my heart. Like, this person did this person did this. As long as you don't do that to me, then we good. And they turn around and do it. But that was my lesson. Because I had inklings. There were red flags. I ignored the very first red flag when my business was told. I ignored it. I ignored it. So that is the part that I played in it. So even though they hurt me and I had to walk away from them and walk away from everybody who, I played that part because I knew. It was a red flag. I may have been confused and unsure, but I felt it. I thought of it. And I pushed it to the side and ignored it and continued to be supportive of them, to continue to be their friend, until they actually had to stab me in the back. Now it doesn't take that from me. Sorry, you get one time for certain things. Now, I understand we're all human and we're going to make mistakes, but there are some things that are unforgivable. There are some things that if you cross that line, it's a done data. It's a wrap. I'm not giving no more chances on certain things, and neither should you. Draw a line, darling. I'm speaking to myself, but I'm speaking to you too. So as I'm talking to myself, I will dip back out and let you know, listen, this is a message for you. I'm going to make it stand out. Draw a line. And behind that line, draw the things that you will not tolerate. Disrespect, disloyalty, manipulation, blame game, not accepting responsibility for your own actions, your own thought process. This is the line you're drawing for other people. Other people, understand that. Because you're going to have people that try and push that line further and further to you until they, like, put a line 50 feet, give me 60 feet. And at that line, you put what you will not accept, what you will not tolerate, what will not happen. Because you're going to have people that try and push that line further and further closer to you. Because they're trying to take your energy. They're trying to take your mind. They're trying to take your spiritual gifts. They're trying to take your sanity. They want to keep you stuck in the same place so they can feed off of you. Don't do it. I went into depth about you being a battery pack in a couple of videos ago. You may want to go look it up. Don't give it to them. Okay? Draw a line. I don't care who it is. Children too. You just got to deal with children a different way. Okay? Teach them. But adults know better, especially ones that's been around you. And understand, you're going to have people come back and try and get back in your good graces. Hold your mule. Stand your ground. Don't back down. I know you feel different, but nope. It is a no-go. It is a no. It is a zilch. It is a goose. I'm trying to find another way to say zero or nothing. It's nothing. This is spiritual warfare. Recognize you are in a spiritual battle. And just because